Right. So welcome to season 17 of the Finance School. This is our 17th edition. And every season we learn something new. This season is the AI edition. This is the second time we are running the AI edition. We last had the AI edition in November, but people requested for this and we are doing it again. Now, the AI edition is focused on data analytics with Excel and Power BI, plus AI tools that is going to help us save time and then work smart. So we are going to look at Microsoft Copilot. We'll look at ChatGPT, which most of you know. There's also Gemini from Google. Apart from these core AI tools, we call them generative AI tools. There are others that I'm sure most of you haven't seen, and we want to look at 3 of these apart from the core 3 that are displayed, and how they can help us analyze data, make sense of data, and then probably get ahead of other people. Now, to make this a bit more realistic, AI is now able to even create videos. So the video that you see on the screen was actually created by AI. Right. So with the right prompts, we're able to create an abstract Finex environment. I have not been to this class before. Right. So whoever is there, maybe you call the lady Priscilla, and then we'll give a name, Rudolph. But it's just to show you how close AI is coming to reality. Right. There's a story, people reached out to us to sort of buy our videos, training videos to train AI, via AI tools. And it's becoming the norm. So now the AI is learning faster than the human being. So in the next 2-3 years, guess what? It already knows what you are doing, the process you use to do it, and all that. So we need to at least get on, make sure that we are not overtaking. And that is why we are running this AI edition for the second time. Second point is that normally when we start our training sessions, we organize this orientation or preview class to basically introduce you to what we are going to learn. We also use this opportunity to take your questions. And then once we start the class, we know that everybody's at the same place, and then we begin. So that is the focus for today's session. So before we begin, we want to quickly introduce Finance Skills Hub, what we do, who the people in charge of Finance Skills Hub, the contents for this season, and all that. Okay, so we are going to talk about us, our history, the vision and mission of Finance Skills Hub. We'll also discuss what's new in this edition. We'll meet the team. Okay, so you see all the fantastic ladies and gentlemen in Finance Skills Hub. Then we'll focus on the agenda, where we now go into the details of what we are supposed to learn this season. So pretty much we should be able to finish this with your questions in max 2 hours, right? So today is a joint class for both Excel and Power BI. Okay, so about us. Finance Skills Hub is a digital skills training hub. So our focus is to bridge the gap between what we learn in school and what happens on the field. So we are focused on making sure that there's tools and skills that you need to work. We make it readily available. And we are not just teaching one thing, we are continuously researching, right? So we started with Microsoft Excel. So Finex predominantly is an Excel and financial modeling community. That's how we started. So we focused on Excel, how to use it to work, and then financial modeling as well. We also do business intelligence and data analytics. Okay, so today's focus is on business intelligence and data analytics with Excel and Power BI. Okay, then there is also financial modeling, We did financial modeling for a while. In fact, the first 3 years, we were focused on financial modeling. We are the approved training provider for the Financial Modeling Institute in Canada. So we've trained over 40 advanced financial modelers, and counting. So we do financial modeling as well. We also do low-code app development. So things like app sheets, Power Apps. These tools make it easy for us to automate some of the things that we do, creating data-driven apps, right? So we do that as well. And then we have a Python project we call Excel Our Girls. We've done 2 seasons so far, and we hope to run subsequent seasons. It's a sponsored program. I'll go into the details later. Then, in recent times, we are adding AI tools for productivity. So apart from these items that I've mentioned, we also focus now in recent times on AI tools. So the generative AI tools like Copilot from Microsoft, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the other productivity tools that are coming, they are as fluid as water. So we are keeping tabs on these to show you how you can use it to save time and work smart. Right. So for Finex, we are continuously researching. We remain a digital skills training hub to make sure that you achieve your objectives almost in real time and accelerate your career. That's Finex Skills Hub. Now, why Finex? I mean, the training market is big, but I'm giving you a few reasons why Finex stands out. So in the last 17 editions, you are not just going to join a training class, you are going to join a workshop styled with a lot of hands-on practice, right? So I'm sure most of you came on referral and they've told you that it's not a walk in the park. So even before you get a certificate, you have to pass your capstone. So please, it's not coming to listen and then get notes and go. We'll give you assignments in between. You do your capstone, because if you turn up and you say you come to Finex, you have to defend that certificate. So it's going to be workshop style, a lot of practice. Even for those who are joining online, we try to make it as interactive as possible. So we, as you are seeing now, we stream the class. You see the screen. We take our time to practice. It's not a monologue. We take your questions. So you get to practice. When it comes to the later stage, I'll show you how we use Google Classroom to make this effective. Now, our facilitators, you meet all of them, are certified trainers. What we do is that we go through the certification that we teach to ensure that we pass on the experience to you. So all of us have 1 or 2 certificates at least. So they are Microsoft certified trainers, they are Microsoft Office specialists, they are advanced financial modelers in there. So we've done this to ensure that we go through the mail and then pass on the experience to you. Now, Finex deliberately combines students and workers from across various industries to give a sense of diversity in our learning. So usually we have a mix of not only finance and accounting people, but we have petroleum engineers, we have pharmacists. In fact, last season we had almost 5 pharmacists in this class. For some reason, how they converged, we don't even know. So we try to make it as diverse as possible. Case studies are selected to make it easy for people to relate, right? So you see that you have a wider network of learners that you can tap experience from, right? We give you flexible online and in-person schedules. So here, there are those who are joining us in person as it's Legon, as I do this right now. And then some of you are joining online. People have their preference. So we try to make it easy for all of you to learn. So for those joining us in person, you are currently seeing me live presenting. Those joining online too, you hear my voice, you see my screen, right? So we try to give you both options. Now, we also know that people occasionally switch in between. So you start in person, you want to join online, vice versa. We give you that opportunity. right? So that flexibility is there. Now, whatever we are creating now, that is a learning now, is going to be recorded. You have access to them for a lifetime in your Google Classroom. So all the courses, topic 1 all the way to topic 5, when we finish with all the resources, that Google Classroom is yours for life. So you can go back and play the videos, make references and all that, right? So these are among many the reasons why Finex stands out and why people refer you here. Now, let's talk about our history. As I mentioned, we started in 2016. In fact, Finex started as an Excel and financial modeling community. So what you see there are the early stages. We used to meet at the University of Ghana, Legon. So in 2016, we were doing what we call Excel for Work and financial modeling. We did that for 5 seasons. Our 6th season was COVID-19. We went online, and then we realized that online and in-person could work. So since that point 6 to 17, we've been blending online and in-person. So our focus has always been teaching the relevant tools, modern tools, to make it easier for you to work. So we are growing. By God's grace, from 2016 up to this point, we've seen our community grow from 5 students to over 1,000, including our community at University of Ghana Business School. So I'll talk about our various communities. That's a bit of our history. Now, our vision for Finex Skills Hub, our goal is to create an army of digitally savvy students and workers. If anybody shows up at the office and the person is doing very well, it's likely the person would have come through Finex. So that is our vision. We want to create an army of digitally savvy students and workers. That's our vision. And to do this, our mission is to bridge the skills gap. I mentioned that already, between academia and industry, with hands-on training in digital skills, right? So it's just not going to be Excel, but now that AI has joined the fray, we are going to be researching on more AI tools to make it easier for you. In fact, this year, beyond data analytics with Power BI, Excel, and AI, we want to do digital e-commerce. We want to do SQL. So it's part of the plan this year. Then we also focus on certification for those who are interested in getting Global PL 300. That's the Microsoft Certified Data Analyst program. So in the course of the year, we'll roll out all these details for you. Then for us, the target every year is to train at least 400 students and workers every year. You see why that is possible in the next slide. So that is the vision, the mission, and then the goals for Finex Skills Hub. We have 3 different communities. The first one is our pro bono community, which we call Excel Our Girls. So this is a sponsored training for girls in data analytics, Python, and low-code app development. So for those in East Legon right now, when you turn, you see Priscilla. So Priscilla is our lady in charge of this project, training our girls in data analytics, Python, and low-code app development. I'll show you the details of these later. We also have a vibrant community at the University of Ghana Business School. We call this project the Students in Data Analytics Project. So that it's taking a pause, but we started in 2017, and we're training students in data analytics and financial modeling, right, for free. And the seeds that we planted, by God's grace, has grown into powerful fruits. So most of our facilitators came from this project, and those who are outside in Ghana as well are excelling. So it's a project that we are passionate about because we feel that if students are introduced to some of these things early, it helps. If I knew Excel in 2005, 2002 in Lagos, I'm sure, well, I mean, things happen. So it's good I know Excel after Lagos. So, but we feel that if students know some of these skills early, it helps, right? I see one of my mates here. Yes, if we knew Excel then, I'm sure our lives would have changed. Yes. Okay, so Then this is Finance School, the third pillar. So the third pillar is Finance School, our quarterly programs where we bring people to our hub, we learn, we interact, and then we build our community, right? So this is a blend of students and workers. So I'll take your questions. Please note it. I've seen the bing, so let me finish this one and then we'll do our questions. So if you just joined us, I'm just introducing Finex to you, and then we'll go through the agenda. So what's new this season? This season, we want to focus on AI and data analytics, right? I know people have heard these words bandied around a lot. So we want to break this down, AI and data analytics. What's in there? Why is everybody talking about AI and data analytics, right? So there's Copilot, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there's Bricks, there's mockup.ai, there are AI colors. In fact, the last time I checked, there are over 1,000 of these productivity AI tools. And most likely one of them is doing something similar to what you are doing. I just discovered that Google has launched a Google AI studio that is actually taking over our jobs as trainers. So right now you can share your screen and then get somebody to teach you live. So very soon we'll also be going out of jobs if we don't position ourselves well. But that's why you are here, so that you can get ahead and know how to position. AI is not going to replace you, but when you complement yourself with AI tools, you become more powerful. Are we on the same page? So that is what we are going to do, learn these AI tools and then see how they can help us save time, work smart, and get ahead. Right. So I would like to introduce you to the team. So this is Bernard when I was younger. We have Osbert. So Osbert is an advanced financial modeler. He's an MBA holder. He is in charge of finance at EcoCare, an NGO. So Osbert is our man in charge of logistics and operations. You meet him, those who are here at East Legon. This is Ferdinand. We call him the Excel guy. So he's called an Excel guy for a reason. So he will be managing the Excel issues. He's a Microsoft certified trainer and advanced financial modeler as well. If it helps, those who like to learn in French, he also speaks French. So you have a bilingual teacher, right? Then there's Daniel. So Daniel is your go-to guy when it comes to AppSheet and Excel. AppSheet is Google's low-code app, right? So Daniel is very good at that. So you can go to him if you want to get some app developed for you to help automate your work. Daniel is also an advanced financial modeler. He's a chartered accountant, so he also knows his numbers. So Daniel is also around. You can meet him. Then we have the ladies in the house. So that is Priscilla. So Priscilla is also an advanced financial modeler. She is an Azure data scientist, currently working as a software developer at Consolidated Bank, CBG. Yes. So that's Priscilla. So Priscilla, I normally teach the Power BI class with her. So you'll not only be seeing better, it's a mix. Then this is Mr. Ernest Abuaji, currently chilling off in Atlanta, Georgia. So he used to be in APSA, partner in strategy and finance, but he's now learning more currently. So he will join us online. So he's going to support us. So Ernest used to teach the financial modeling class. He still teaches online financial modeling. If you're interested in building models and all that, you can reach out to Ernest. Then this is Na. So Na is our Excel madam, also a SQL expert. So she is a financial modeler and valuation analyst, FMVA certified. Also specialized in SQL, works as a sales analyst. So you'll be meeting Na as well. Then there is Dewinga. So Dewinga is also an advanced financial modeler, a Microsoft Office specialist, also very deep in the financial modeling space. So again, if you need projects done in financial modeling, you can reach out to the winger. Then our baby last is Solace. So Solace then was a rep on campus, but now she's a big madam. She's now in charge of finance I'll get the name of the company for you. Right, yes. So that is the team. So if you just joined us, it was just a quick introduction about finance skills and who we are, what we do, and all that. We are now going to start. So this is where you set up, and then we start the action. Are we good? So we'll talk about the overview, what you are here to learn. We'll discuss the modules. We'll discuss logistics. Then we'll take your questions. That is the plan for our orientation. Are you all on the same page? Yes. So welcome. I'm going to switch to my screens. I mentioned I'll take your questions, so please hold on for me. In the meantime, you can type the questions in the chat if it's urgent. Ferdinand, Na, Daniel are all online. They can assist you. Okay, so we are here to learn data analytics and AI. It's a bit complex, but we are going to break it down. So I'm going to share my screen. Now, please confirm if you can see this new screen. It's called Overview. Those online.
Yes, you can see. I can see, sorry.
Yes, I can see.
Oh, if you can see,
I can see.
okay.
It's visible.
Thank you. Right. So the second part is going to be about data analytics and AI and why we are here. But before that, I think it's important I bring home some of the things that I was talking about. So I'm going to demo quickly how the way we work is changing. Okay, so you appreciate why first, if you are an Excel user, you need to do more. If you are using Power BI, you need to do more because these AI tools are already doing most of what you are doing. So I want to show you or introduce you to Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, and some of these AI tools and how they work. So for starters, I'm going to generate some random data. Okay. Now all this is possible, right? This one particularly is not with AI, but just to know that now with Excel, you can do more, right? So this is an add-in that allows you to generate random data. Now, while this data is going to be generated, you see that it's sales data, right? Or it's too quick. Okay, take some time and look at it. Maybe the question should be, what is this data about? We have item, we have buyer, we have city, we have state, phone numbers, when it was sold, paid or not, the cost, and then the quantity, and then something called total, which is showing us only one formula. But I can quickly copy this down, and we have our full formula, right? So this is a typical sales table. Now, you will learn that normally when data is given to you like this, you ask yourself two questions. What am I calculating? One. Essentially, what am I aggregating? When I get those aggregates, how should I break it down to make it easier for my user? Right? So I can break it down by product, by city, by salesperson. That is how some of the charts that we use to analyze data are configured. Now, the way we do these things are changing. So if you are using the latest version of Excel, normally you will see that once the data comes up, you see this icon. It's called Copilot. This is available in Microsoft 365. So in the latest version, in fact, just last week, they introduced the Copilot in Microsoft 365. You used to buy it as an extra license at $20. But now, if you have this license, which is the Microsoft 365 license, it comes along automatically. Last season, I demoed how you can even create PowerPoint presentations with just a prompt. Okay, how you can write Word documents with just a prompt. That is how AI is invading our spaces now. So I want to demo this. I want to call this demo. Normally, you have to save it online in your OneDrive for this to work. So this is, if you like, demo 17. Now, in the past, if your boss is interested in, let's say, top 5 products by cost, you now have to dig into your pivot table skills, your VLOOKUP skills, and all those things to get this summary. But the reason it's called Copilot is now it lives by your side. So with prompts, you can just ask basic questions on the data. You can write formulas. You can create charts. That is where the world is going now. So yes, the reason you are here is to know the usual steps, but we'll go to the usual steps. Of course, you learn how to use pivot tables, Power Query, and also show you how to make the stuff you're learning easy with some of these AI tools. So with Copilot, all you need to do is just put in a prompt. So I can ask a basic question like, give me the top 5 products by cost, something like this. Okay, if I prompt this, it's going to scan my data. Okay, it understands the data, analyzes it, and is able to give me my summary. Okay, so you see that just like that, it has inserted a pivot table and then giving me some narrative. I can add this to a new sheet. Okay, so if I add this to a new sheet, my summary is here. See that? Then I could have asked it to even create a chart, but at this point, you can even just put a chart on, and then just in 2 minutes, you've answered your boss's question. You got the point. This is how we are working now. So this is Copilot, Microsoft's, if you like, Gen AI, that is helping us work smart. It's not only Excel. In the previous season, I demoed how to use PowerPoint Word prompts, right? In the corporate space, it's now even living in your Outlook emails. So example, even if you go on leave and then you come back, you can prompt your Outlook to summarize what has happened in the last 7 days for you. And they can do that, yes. That's where we are going, right? So that is Copilot. Now, I also want to show you ChatGPT. So for those who are not even Microsoft people, again, Gen AI is available for you in ChatGPT. This is the free version. Okay, I have the licensed version, but I'm showing you that just by signing up with an account, what they've done these days is that you are now able to even search the web and attach documents for analysis, right? In the past, this was not possible. So you can now even go and attach a file for analysis. So what I've done basically is that the data that you just saw, I've created a version of it in Excel. So I've just attached that spreadsheet to ChatGPT to help me analyze. Now, the same prompt that I gave Copilot, I'm going to give the same prompt here. That analyze this data and give me top 5 products by cost. Right? So I'll commit this. It's going to go through, give me the structure of the data, and then attempt to answer my question. Okay. So it contains 2 sheets. Online, if it's a technical question, I can take it quickly. I heard the people. So
yeah, Bernard, we were seeing your old page, but I think the ChatGPT page is up now.
Okay. So Thank you. So this is ChatGPT's version of this. The same prompt, the same answer, right? I can even ask it to visualize it using the chart for me. So visualize this with a chart. You can do that. Okay, so if I ask you to visualize this, you can suggest some charts that can work with this. Okay. Okay, it seems like I can't do more advanced. Please try again later. This is probably because it's a free version and I've reached my limits. But it's just $20 a month. I know Netflix is also very close. So those who are already on Netflix, please, it's time to redirect. Okay. This is ChatGPT. Now, this season, what we want to look at, one AI tool I came across, which actually is giving Excel competition. It's called Bricks. I don't know how many of you have seen Bricks, right? It is your AI-powered spreadsheet. Okay, so this is Bricks. It's included in the AI tools that we have sampled for this season. Now, Bricks works like Google Sheets, but it now enables you to put in prompts. Okay, so as an example, if I start a new file, okay, I can again lift the same data set that I put in here. You see, it has sampled it. Okay. Now, the reason I like Bricks is that you can even collaborate with your coworkers, right? It gives you, so the moment it knows the data, the prompt is on standby, right? So you can ask it to do anything. It even has something to improve your prompt syntax, right? So give me the top 5 products, the same prompts by cost. Okay, I can ask it to improve the prompt. So it updates it to provide the top 5 products from table 1 based on the cost column in a descending order. That's more technical language, right? Now, if I commit this, okay, what's going to do is just as it did, ChatGPT and Copilot did, it will tell me the steps and then it will give me the summary, right? I can accept this. So that is the summary you have on the side. Okay. And I also create a chart on this. So I can create a chart on this. I particularly like this for its color choices. Very nice and neat. To create a chart on this. Let's see how it does this. Now, when this chart is created, okay, it knows that typical Excel users, we normally create charts to use on a dashboard, right? So it creates this chart as cards. I can send a copy of this to what it calls a board. That is like starting the process of creating a dashboard, right? So I can pin this to a dashboard. And then my process of building an interactive dashboard begins. You get the process. So it's the same, get the data, summarize, calculate, chart, and then summarize. But it's all in one space, AI enabled. That is Bricks. It's in its early days. And normally some of these tools, they have free trials, right? So if you get in early, you master it early, you use it to do what you're supposed to do early. And then by the time people get to know, you're already in a comfortable league, maybe at GMRO, right? So I've showed you Copilot, I've showed you ChatGPT, I've showed you Bricks. But these are not the only tools we are going to sample this season. We also want to look at things to help us in our design. Okay, so one of the tools that we are going to use is mockup.ai. Again, another Gen AI productivity tool. So mockup.ai. Now, the reason I like this AI tool is that normally, okay, Didn't expect you to let me sign in, but let me see if I can get around this. So the website is mockup.ai. It allows you to get templates of already designed dashboards, inspiration for sales, finance, HR, and all those things in one place. Okay, I'll sign in later, but you can also sign up and then see what it has. So for us who are going to learn how to build dashboards in Excel, what we are basically going to do is we are going to rely on some of these tools for inspiration. Because those times when we're designing dashboards, we're lost on how to even start and all that. This AI tool offers a lot of sample templates for us to use as guide to build our Excel dashboards, right? Then if you are also not too sure which colors to use, again, there are AI tools to help us do this. Okay, so aicolors.co allows you to see different combinations of colors you can use to design your dashboard on the go. So the point here is that for the things that we used to do, it's going to be easier these days with some of these AI tools, and it's growing. It's a growing list. Okay, so our focus this season is to sample these AI tools to learn how to analyze data in Excel and in Power BI. That is just to introduce you to some of these tools that we are going to use in this season. I hope you are clear. So please note your questions. When I finish, we'll take your questions and then we'll go into it step by step. Okay, so in the second chapter, I want us to clear all the doubts about data analytics and BI. I think when people hear these things, they get a bit confused. So I want to use the next 5 minutes to try and break down what data analytics is all about, the career prospects. I was discussing with Rudolph in the morning that, or was it Charles, that people are here because they are chasing something or something is chasing them. So I don't know about yours, whether something is chasing you or you are chasing something. But
You are very right, sir.
thank you. So in the case of Charles, he said both.
Something is chasing me.
Okay, so let's have an overview. First, we'll talk about BI and data analytics. We'll talk about career path. Then we'll focus on BI in Excel. For some of you, you have no idea that Excel is equipped to do full-blown business intelligence for you. Things like Power Query, Power Pivot, DAX, these things exist in Excel. So don't just be satisfied with the VLOOKUP. There's stuff in there, right? Then for those who are new to Power BI, please, it is not an advanced class. This season and every season we do is a beginner class. So we take you from scratch, right? And that is why we have been taking time to do this orientation, to answer your questions, so that from day one, you are all on the same page. We'll start with a blank Excel sheet. We'll start with a blank Power BI report. We'll show you how to install it and all that. So please don't be intimidated with all the AI colors and things you are seeing. Okay, so we'll talk about BI in Excel, BI, Power BI itself. Then we'll discuss how AI is improving BI. Let me break it down. How artificial intelligence is improving business intelligence. Are you on the same page? So if you are in sales and marketing, you're in the right place. If you're in hospitality, you're in the right place. Those who are even in sports, pharmacy, engineering, as long as the job you are doing is generating data, please, it is no more an IT function. Data is no more an IT function. It's now a common denominator. Everybody is required to be a knowledge worker, right? So let's discuss business intelligence. But before I begin, I want to focus on this report that was released this month. It's from the World Economic Forum. It's a report on the future of jobs, 2025. Right? You see an 86%. What do you think the 86% is about? I intentionally paused the 86%. What do you think?
80% of us will be losing our job. Kind of.
Yes. So 86% of your job is doing something. You don't know what it's doing. According to the World Economic Forum, AI and information processing technologies. Now, business intelligence is an example of information processing, right? If you like data analysis, are expected to transform 86% of businesses. So for AI tools that are already doing some of these things, they are going to transform about 86% of our businesses. And you see why. I'll share the report with you. Okay. Now, roles like AI and data specialists, software developers, cybersecurity people are among the fastest growing job categories. I'm sure you know this. So now people are chasing data analytics, cybersecurity, because the world of work is changing. Right now, it's more laptops, more apps. So it's more data and more security. And that is why people are moving into this space. Okay. Then, this one, I didn't say it. They are saying that clerical roles, such as data entry, administrative assistants, and cashiers, face significant decline due to automation. So for those of us who used to provide support for our bosses, researching, reporting, minutes, and those things in the bank, front-facing people, it's not happening now, but it's time to position yourselves, because very soon the bank is going to start automating some of these things, right? Now, I have the full report here. I just want to share some few pages with you so that you appreciate what is at stake here. If you go to page 11 of the report, it's talking about the technology trends driving business transformation from 2025 to 2030. Okay. At the top are AI and information processing technologies, right? So that's 86%. Robots and autonomous systems, 58%. And then we go green downwards and all that. My point here is I want everybody to succeed. So when I see some of these things, I want to encourage people to start positioning themselves well so that you're not taken by surprise, right? It's not going to replace you, but if you use the tools well, you get ahead of the curve. That's basically what we are saying here. So this is a summary of what the report is about. Again, if you look at the fastest growing and fastest declining jobs, big data specialists are at the top, fintech engineers second, AI and machine learning specialists third, and so on. Okay, so this is according to the World Economic Forum. This is their future of jobs report, right? Then if you look at the declining ones, if you go to page 23, okay, we've spoken about this already, but there was something that I saw that caught my attention. I don't know who can interpret this chart for me. It's part of the learning. Let me give a little caption so that it makes things easier. Let's say you're a data analyst, you go for an interview, and they say, break down this chart. It's all part of the learning. Automation is going to be human activities.
Looks like it's saying that 47% of our tasks are human performed. And this is expected to drop to 33% by 2030. And majority of the drop is as a result of 81 or 82% automation.
Fantastic. So it's exactly what Rudolph said, right? That currently, this is the deep blue is what human beings are doing across industries. It's expected the human being work contribution is expected to drop by 2030 to about 33%. That drop is sponsored by automation, right? Now, it goes ahead to break down by industry, okay? So by industry, it goes ahead to break down. So I said now data is a common denominator. Automation is a common denominator. Robotics is a common denominator. It's not an IT function job anymore. So you take medical and healthcare services, currently 50% is done by human beings, likely to drop to 34%, right? For them, it's still lower, right? But if you come to places like financial services and capital markets, our banks, 44 to 28%, fully sponsored by automation. This is 5 years to come. So please, don't slack. And the reason I'm showing you all this is to make it easier for you to quickly adapt. So wherever you find yourself, whichever role you are, whether you're in sales, you're in pharmacy, or whatever it is, please start researching into some of these tools. Gen AI is a good place to start, right? It doesn't really require any coding, and it just prompts mastery. Okay, use the tools well, and then you'll be fine. So I shared this with you, but our focus is on business intelligence and data analytics. Now, normally we use these terms interchangeably. Somebody would say data analysis and data analytics. What's the difference and all that? So let's try and answer those questions quickly, and then we will talk about how we are going to learn. Now, business intelligence, BI, basically is to help us describe what has happened. So let's say you are in sales and marketing. You want to see how you fared in terms of revenue and then your expenses. Okay. What you are going to do is you take the data that has been generated by your software. Now, the reason data now is a big deal is that every organization now seems to be pushing towards apps, right? So even banks have apps now. So we are not there yet where we can deposit cash and those things. But we are now at a place where we can easily transact, move money to our mobile money accounts and pay school fees and all those things. All those actions are generating data. Are you with me? So if you are a marketing executive, or you're a business development person, or you're even in operations, please, there's coming a time where you are not just going to be giving proof reports, but telling why some things happen. Okay, so business intelligence basically helps us describe things in the past. What has happened? Okay, we increased revenue, fantastic. Our revenue declined, fantastic. Okay, it also tells us why what happened. So why did revenue go up? You will say that, oh, it's because this branch, the new one that we set up, sold X% more than they did last year. Okay, so if you are looking at things in the past, we are talking about business intelligence. Okay, then beyond knowing what is in the past, now our users want to know, based on what you've gathered so far, what is likely to happen. We call these predictive models. Okay, so when you gather enough data, you should be able to predict what is likely to happen and even control how to make that happen. Okay, now it is in this space that data analytics comes in. So data analytics then is not just only analyzing what has happened in the past, but being able to predict what is likely to happen going into the future, right? So if somebody actually uses data analytics loosely, it will then comprise what has happened in the past and being able to tell what is likely to happen in the future by spotting trends, patterns, and building what we call predictive models. Are you with me? So at the heart of data analytics is business intelligence. In fact, business intelligence has lived with us for many years, in the 70s, 80s, right? IBM tools, Microsoft, and we already had these business intelligence tools. The only challenge was that in the past, when you needed information, you had to go to the software developer. We now come and print reports for you. But now, thanks to Microsoft, Tableau, and some of these tools, BI has now become what we call self-service business intelligence. So you can now take Power BI or Tableau or Excel and then answer the questions that the consultant would have taken money to answer for your organization. Are we on the same page? So business intelligence, what happened, why it happened, data analytics, going more into the future, what is likely to happen, and even controlling how to make what is likely to happen happen. So for those who are notes people, I'll share this in the classroom. Both are about understanding data, but business intelligence helps us make better decisions looking at past and current data. But data analytics goes beyond finding patterns and making predictions using various statistical methods, right? So that is basically the difference. Now, there is a school of thought that says that business intelligence is more descriptive. So they call it descriptive data, descriptive analytics. Okay. Diagnostic is where it tells us why what happened. Then in the future tense, we call these predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics. So if you see these terms, that is how it relates. I hope we are clear, right? So now business intelligence makes sense. Basically, I did something, I generated data. I am mining or analyzing that data to help me understand some things that happened in the past. That's basically what business intelligence is about. Now, what tools do we use? What tools do we use? I know we know Excel, right? Is there anybody here who hasn't used Excel before or doesn't know what Excel is? But in 2000 and, in fact, 10 years ago, Microsoft Power BI came into the fray. It's a dedicated business intelligence tool from Microsoft. Along with it came competitors like Tableau, right? For those who are in the BI space, you realize that a lot of the users are interested in either Power BI or Tableau. Now, it's not because I'm a Microsoft person, but the data supports the fact that Power BI is in a comfortable lead when it comes to some of these BI tools. So the dedicated research body called Gartner, I'm sure they have a later version of this, but this is at June 2024. For all the business intelligence platforms, at least as of June 2024, Power BI is in a comfortable lead. Okay. I'm not saying don't use Tableau. Tableau has its strengths, very good at visualization. But the reason most organizations like Power BI is that because it's a Microsoft product, it easily integrates into the other Microsoft tools. So you can actually create semantic models that come from Excel, go to Power BI back and forth. Last 2 years, it is now even possible to take your Power BI report and present it as a PowerPoint presentation live, embedded. Okay, so please, if you have capacity, learn Power BI, learn Tableau. These are the common BI tools that people are using. And of course, good old Excel is always a good place to start. Okay, so let's talk about the career path. I won't spend a lot of time here, but basically, if you want to come into this space, these are your options, right? You could be a business analyst with a good knowledge of the business and then show you the business ways to use data and technology to make what they do easy. Okay, so the business analyst brings business knowledge, adds data, and then improves the business process of the organization. Okay, so that is the business analyst. There's also the core data analyst. Your job is to turn raw data into relevant and meaningful insights. Okay, so if you are employed as a data analyst, you are probably going to be pulling data from SQL servers on a regular, and then answering questions at board meetings or giving reports to your manager on the go, right? Almost in real time. So you design and build scalable and effective data models. So that is the job of a data analyst. If you want to go deeper, like Priscilla, you can now become a data scientist where you are testing hypotheses, right? That every time we have a training class, likely 15 people or 20 people will turn up, right? Because you have a lot of data, you go to the lab, you test, and then ensure that whatever is likely to happen won't happen, right? So the data scientist dives a bit more deeper using hypothesis testing and all those things to validate assumptions. So if you are somebody who likes going into Python, unstructured data, and all those analysis, the data scientist role is also good for you. The data engineer's job is to ensure that the tools and logistics required to analyze data is also set out nicely. So maybe if you are not the numbers person, you are the one who manages and secures the flow of structured data from multiple sources. There's also a job for you as a data engineer. Then the database administrator, you are the one managing database credentials, setting up access and all those things. Organizations have jobs. In fact, for our community, these jobs come in almost every day. So if you are prepared and you are ready, they will testify that at least you can be assured that you may be changing jobs or going forward on a regular. Okay. So these are, it's not limited though, but if you are game, these are the options that you have. Where do we start? Microsoft Excel is a good place to start. So the reason Excel is good is that you will learn first how to store data, how to organize data using things like tables, do basic aggregations like sum, average, min, max, okay? Do pivot tables. Then you go beyond, if I have my data in more than one table, I have to create something called a data model. All those are possible in Excel, okay? So the reason we like Excel is that for some of the tools that we are likely to use in the Power BI space, in the Tableau space, we already will have a good foundation in Excel. I'll show you how Excel makes this easier for us. So if you are starting your data analytics journey and you ask me, please, Excel is a good place to start. I would advise you to buy the licensed version, but in Ghana, the cracked versions are more than the licensed versions. So please, whatever version you have in Excel, at least if it's later than 2016, 2016 beyond is where you have Power Pivot, Power Query, and those tools. It's good enough. So please start with Excel. Then you can transition to Power BI, or what we now call Fabric. So Power BI now has an expanded capacity. So you now have Fabric coming in to help you do more than just reporting, right? So here I will say Power BI/Tableau, if you like. So if you have the capacity, beyond mastering your Excel, you can now add Power BI. Why? You see, when you turn up at the office, organizations want to collaborate. So if you build your Excel dashboards, normally, if your boss is asking for it, you start sending emails back and forth. What Power BI allows you to do is your team can collaborate on a single report. So as you are updating the report, it is updating in real time for all the team members who have access to that report. Those who want to use it for PowerPoint presentations can tap in. Those who want to use it to build their own different reports can also tap in. So it is advantageous for organizations that are using Power BI now because collaboration is easy. Okay, so please don't just stop at Excel. Learn Power BI as well. It helps. Okay, then if you have capacity, I'm just being a roadmap. I'm not saying do all. If you have capacity, learn SQL, right? Or SQL. Why? Because for most of the organizations, they don't store their data in folders. They store them in servers, online servers. And to get access to this data, you need SQL language to get the data, right? Nothing heavy, but just being able to know where the data sits, where to get it from, how to summarize it, and then get it into Excel or Power BI to do your work, right? So a little bit of SQL helps. It's not as if you need it by all means, but if you have knowledge of it, it helps, okay? Then for those who want to deep dive, you can now add Python or R as part of the journey, right? To be in a good place if you like. But in fact, at the point when you finish SQL and you are doing your work very well, you have your portfolio, and you are not getting jobs, come and let me pray for you. Because at that point, things will start happening. Remote jobs, they are lots online. Okay. Then AI, please, this one is going to, even at the point when you start learning Excel, please get an idea how you can use ChatGPT, Copilot, and some of these things to enhance the way you do your work. Are we on the same page? So generally, this is like a roadmap. Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python, and AI, if you like. Again, it's not cast in stone, but just the regular. Now, let's do some practice. So please open your Excel workbook. I know you've listened to me. So open your Excel workbook. Okay, so at this chapter, I want to introduce you to BI in Excel, business intelligence in Excel, right? If you're at home, you can open your Excel workbook. I want to show you something. On the side.
Just a second.
Okay, I'll give you some time. So I'll give you like 2 minutes to open your Excel. Please open a blank Excel worksheet. Nothing complex.
Okay, thank you.
Are you all set? Okay. Okay. Now, I know good old Excel is used for a lot of things. It's used for calculations. It's used to capture data and analyze data. It's used to run custom applications using Visual Basic. In fact, Excel can do many things. I've even seen people use it to type. Okay, you can even use it for presentations if you like, right? But one of Excel's capabilities is analyzing data. If you want to analyze data properly in Excel, there has to be a structured process. And I'm going to show you the tools that will make your life easy. The first one we call tables. So I'm going to exit this presentation and then also start a new Excel workbook. Finex, which one? Finex at MTL is BOB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, perhaps. Okay, so please, I said it's not an advanced class. This is how we will start. But I just want to give you a sense of the tools that are in there. Now do this with me. Please stand in B2. We are going to create sample records, just five of the students here, and then we'll try and do some simple analysis. Okay. So start with name. Type name in B2. Age. Are we there? Gender. And then salary. So I am basically going to create a simple list. Okay, so I'll start with my record, right? So this is Bernard. My football age is 24. I'm male. And because of the weather, let's do 2,500 for salary. Cities.
What the weather?
Because of the weather. Because we are starting, I don't want to scare people. But it could be in dollars too. Amen to that. Okay. Now, somebody give me another record. So let's do Rudolph. Is it a PH or an L? PH. Okay. Your football age? 23. Now, Rudolph is male, so you do Control D. Control D to copy down. Right? So when you get to that cell, you just press Control D to copy down Rudolph. Rudolph, 2000. Rudolph says because of the weather, 2000. Okay. Now, any lady in the mix? Online. You have done two in person. Let's do online. Ladies online. Is there any lady online? Oh, I'm sure there are lots.
Yes, there is.
Okay, your name, please.
Bumpy. MB.
Bamsi, or like this?
No, from letter M.
M.
Yes, BA.
BA.
MTI.
MT or Z?
Yes, T and then
T.
I.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic. Bamti. Okay. Bamti. Okay. Bamti, your football age?
20.
20. We'll take it like that. So Bamti is female. And then the weather salary. I don't know the weather at your place, but give us something that will not make us run away.
4,000.
4,000. It's in cities for now. Okay. Let me add one more lady. Any other lady online?
Hello,
Hi.
Ruth is here.
Ruth. Okay. So Ruth.
Yes.
This sounds like a radio program.
No.
So Ruth, what's your age?
Okay, 23 is there. Let's make it 21.
Let's make it 21. Typical Ghanaian response. Especially when you're coming to reply. 50, 52, 54. Okay, so another Control D for female. Ruth, what that?
Yeah.
Salary?
Yeah, let's make it 3,000.
8,000. Fantastic. It's fine. So this is within range. So I'll give you like few seconds to come up to date. Okay. Welcome. Okay. Please, this is how we will start. I'm showing you, first of all, how data is stored and organized in Excel to make your life easy. I'm going to ask a simple question. Please, all students, you know you are excluded. There are all students joining us. They are excluded from this question. This is just for new students. If I type data like this in Excel, am I right if I call it a table? Yes. Yes. Yes, I want volume. Yes. Okay. If I type data like this, am I right if I call it a table? Yes. Okay. Is any automatically convinced issue is a no?
Yes.
The yes to the no or another yes?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yes.
It is a table or it is not a table?
It is a table.
It is a table.
Leonard, Leslie here. It's not a table.
Leslie, you're an old student, you're not qualified.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So now, in basic terms, if you're doing BI in Excel, what you need to know is tables. We use tables to store data. A table is an object. We insert it. It doesn't come automatically. Are you with me? So when you type data like this, structured data, we call it, where each column speaks to a certain part of the data, name, age, gender, salary, flowing downwards, right? You need to insert a table on this before you get a table. I hope you understand. This has a lot of advantages. I'm going over. You haven't even started. I'm saying that this is, in Excel language, we call this a range, right? In Excel, the basic unit for data entry is called a cell, right? So if I enter data in one cell, B2 is a cell. But if I collect contiguous cells like this, we call it a range, right? For most of us, we work with data in a range, and that's why we struggle. You do a lot of complex calculations on the data, and then when January data is updated in February, you have to now go and recalculate all your formulas and start dragging down and expanding the formula. Are you with me? So in Excel, if you are doing BI data analysis in Excel, good place to start is always store your data in tables. I'm saying tables sit as a structured object, you insert it, right? So if it's structured like this, you can stand in any cell, one single cell, and press Control-T. That is a shortcut. Or you can go to Insert and then Insert Table, standing in the range. Please, you understand? So we start off with tables. Why? I'm going to show you. This is a table. It's not a table because of the banded rows. It's not the colors. It's not the filter icons, right? Indeed, you can have a range that has these features. But if it's a table, anytime you stand in the table, you see table design. Are you with me? This star, when it is present, tells you that you are operating in a table environment. If you step out, you are not in the table. I hope you understand. Now, tables are powerful because they come with aggregating tools. Example, if I want to sum total salary, okay, all I need to add is a total row. So let's do this together. Stand in the table. We go to the table design. Are we there? Then you check total row. Total row. So click on the table design. You see total row somewhere in the middle. Have you seen that? So anytime you have to do any aggregation on the data, guess what? it's not just summation, but if you drop the drop down icon here, you realize that there are other basic aggregations apart from summing that you can do here, right? So you can do average, you can find a standard deviation, you can count, and all those things. Are you with me? Now, beyond just the aggregating function, right? I can use the table to do what we call structured referencing. Okay, so structured referencing basically means I can create a formula that will feed on the table in such a way that I don't even have to mouse over to get my calculations updated. Let's try something. So let's take off the total row. Let's take off the total row. Are we here? This is like lesson 0. We haven't started. I'm just showing you something. Okay. Now, please leave a column empty and come to G. Wherever your data ends, skip an empty column and come to G. Are we there? We want to, the same salary you saw, we want to sum it in a cell. Okay, in a cell. So let's try that. So in Excel, you start your formulas with equal to, right? So equal to, then you type your function, sum, SUM. Advanced people, pardon me. We are warming everybody up. Then once we are level, we'll take off. So sum, right? Now, when you type the sum function, it comes in blue. I'm sure typically you go to the mouse and double click, right? But don't do that. When it's in blue, you press the tab key. So press the tab key to activate. Are we there? So sum is on standby. What are you summing? I'm summing the salary column, right? Now, for this purpose, what you're going to do is, I don't want to make it complex. Take your mouse, bring your mouse, and then position yourself at the top of salary, the line on top of salary. Do you see there's a down black arrow that is showing up? If you put your mouse there, well, there's a down black arrow. Have you seen it? Click once. It will give you table at something, table. Mine is E3, E6. You have table something, right? If you click once, you have table 1 something. So at that point, just close your brackets. Just close brackets. Just close brackets. Okay. Let me do this again. Let me do this again. Equal to sum. Okay. Equal to sum. Tab. Are you there? I'm saying take your mouse, position it at the top where the header begins. You get a down black arrow. Make sure the down black arrow is showing before you click once. So just click once. Basically, what it's doing is that it is highlighting the numbers in the range or the column. Are we there? So those at home, I hope you are coming along. Okay. Now, once it highlights, just close your brackets. Shift close. Are we there? Shift close brackets. So so close brackets is on top of 0 in typical keyboard layout. So shift close brackets. Are we there? Now press enter. So I expect you to get 11,500 on the side. Are you with me? Now, the reason we like tables is this. Imagine this is a report you give on a monthly basis, and your data grows. Okay, so in a new month, maybe 2 more customers will come, 2 more students will come. You always report on total salary. Okay, So let me add one more record. So I'm adding Lazarus. That's Lazarus. So Lazarus is here. That's Martha's brother, or the one who went to heaven. Okay, so that's Lazarus. Lazarus, your football age? 25. Okay. Lazarus is male. Okay. Now, watch something. You know we were at 11,500, right? Your salary? 1,005. Right. So the moment I enter 1,005, the 11 automatically updates because it's feeding on a structured table. If it was a range, I'll have to come and extend the formula. I hope you get the idea. So we start off with tables because tables become one of the key ingredients. In fact, tables are not only useful in Excel, they are also useful in Power BI. Because in Power BI, we work with tables and structured referencing. Are you on the same page? When we start your lesson, you realize that I could, in a new sheet, okay, you don't have to do this because of time. I can, in a new sheet, sum, the table is called table 2. I can give it a name. Okay, that same salary, even without looking at the table, and I'll get 13,000 here. I didn't go to that sheet, right? So because of structured referencing and the use of tables, I just called the sum right here in another sheet. Are you on the same page? So just to introduce you to these BI tools, you realize that tables and its cousins, I'm going to show you its cousins, offer us a good way to first store data, clean data, model data, and then create our dashboards. So this season, we are going to talk about tables. Then we'll talk about Power Query. In Excel, data that you analyze may not come in a clean form. Sometimes it comes with characters that you don't need, extra columns and all those things, right? We try to do what we are doing and automate it so that on refresh, everything just kicks in. Power Query will do this job for you, transforming your data, cleaning it, and making it fit for the road, so far as your analysis is concerned, and recording the steps you use to clean the data. Okay, so you learn about Power Query and how it helps you clean data. Okay, then you learn about Power Pivot. What is Power Pivot? Normally, we analyze data with one table. So the data you saw is a list of students. Okay, last season, what we did was that we had a table of students and then their attendance records, 2 different tables. If you have 2 tables, how do you use Excel to combine the 2 tables and analyze? We call it a data model. So in Excel, we can use Power Pivot to create what we call a data model. Our case study is going to use Power Pivot to create a data model, right? Then we will learn how to use DAX. What is DAX? DAX is data analysis expressions. It is the formula language for the data model. Nothing complex. You see the sum and average that we're doing. It's basically doing those formulas in the data model. If you learn DAX in Excel, you can also do DAX in Power BI. Are we on the same page? So for those who are doing Excel and Power BI, you will learn it in 2 ways: how to do DAX in Excel and how to do DAX in Power BI, right? Then when you are done, you learn how to use pivot tables. Most of you know pivot tables. It's used to summarize data, right? So I can take total salary and break it down by gender. Then I know in total how much males are getting, how much females are getting. It's a summary of the original data we created. We use pivot tables to create that. So you learn how to use pivot tables to summarize data. Sometimes you use what we call cube functions. Because of the weather, we'll not use cube functions this season. So we just use pivot tables. Okay. Then when you are done, you summarize all your insights and create charts to communicate your story. right? That is where you say that, oh, branch A is performing better than branch B. Last year, we did better than this year. You need to use visuals to now carry your message. So these visuals are created with charts, slices, timelines, and all those things. They come together to be called a dashboard, right? So when you hear Excel dashboard, this is the process. It is a very good process that allows you to refresh when new data comes in. So if data comes in and it updates your student list, you just refresh and your insights are updated. That's all. So our case study in Excel is going to look something like this. This is a typical Excel dashboard. Are you with me? So all that I've showed you, tables, we used it in this case study. Power Query, we use it to clean data. Power Pivot, we use it to. Now, the story I'm going to use this season is personal finance budget. You get money, you spend money. This one, when you finish building it in the class, you can use it. Okay, it's basically telling you how you spend and how you earn, and then giving you actual and budget comparison. That's all, right? So we'll put it together into this nice dashboard. Now, for our own students, you know, every season we add on. This is what we are trying to do is we want to design Excel dashboards like Power BI dashboards, right? So in the past, we were designing in cells, but this season we are going to design in cards. Okay, so we'll learn how to design something like this all together and put it in a card. Are you with me? With spark lines and growth rates coming and slicing interactively, right? So if I want to look at June, I'll get June. If I want to see July, I'll get July and all those things. These are slices. Are you on the same page? So if you're doing Excel, data analysis with Excel, please, this is our case study. We are going to start from scratch and then we all end here. Nobody's going to be left behind. As long as you don't leave yourself behind. Are you good? Good. So please, I'll take your questions. Note them. Now, let's move on to Power BI. So in Power BI, we are also going to, just a minute. So this is the Excel overview. At least these are not strange anymore. You see them in action when the case study starts, right? Now, let's talk about Power BI. Power BI is a very powerful business intelligence tool. Why? Because if you are able to analyze data in Excel, you can do more with Power BI. The distinguishing feature is collaboration, and that's what companies like. So if your company gets a Power BI license, you get it at team level. So whatever report you create is shared across your team, okay, updated on real time. But beyond that, the visuals are a bit more powerful. The calculations are a bit more powerful. Capacity in terms of handling data is a bit more powerful than regular Excel. But just that, you know, I keep saying Excel is powerful if you know how to use it. For most people, maybe Excel is good enough, but it will be good to also complement the skill that you are learning with Power BI. What is Power BI? Basically, it looks like this. It's like a regular app. Okay, this is our case study, but before we come to the case study, I want to show you that when you open Power BI, it is going to be installed on your Windows laptop. Okay, so on day one, we'll show you. In fact, you can even do it now or after class. I'll show you. So we install it from the Windows Store. It is free to use. Are you with me? It is free to use. So the free version allows you to create a report like this. The only thing that you can't do is to publish it online and collaborate. Otherwise, the full functionality to create a report like what you saw is available to you as a beginner. So when we install Power BI Desktop, this is how it looks like. Okay. We begin the journey by getting data from a source to bring it in and analyze. So our data can come from Excel, Power BI semantic models, SQL servers, folders, PDFs, and all those things. The journey in Power BI begins with getting data in. Are you on the same page? So this is Power BI. We are going to take it from scratch. Now, normally in Finex, we break down our Power BI journey into 5 steps. So in step 1, we go and get the data. Okay, so in step 1, we get the data. Apologies, this is taking. So in step 1, I said we break it down into 5 steps. So if you are learning with us, we are going to use each week to master every step in the 5 steps. I hope you understand. So step 1, we will learn how to get data inside Power BI, clean it, and then make it fit for analysis. We call this ETL, extract, transform, and load. Okay, we use Power Query. The Power Query you saw in Excel, it also is in Power BI. So we'll learn how to extract, transform, or make data clean, if you like, in Power BI. Then we'll learn how to connect tables. If you're analyzing data with more than one table, you create something we call a data model. We use Power BI to create a data model. We'll learn how to do that in session 2. In session 3, we'll learn how to do calculations, right? So average, sum, those things, total sales, highest, top 5 products, all those things are calculations that you can do in Power BI. We'll learn how to create that using DAX, basic formulas in the data model, okay? Then we'll learn how to visualize. That will be step 4. Like I said, all these things can be done in the Power BI desktop, and it's free, okay? Then when we are done, we will show you how to publish online, so that later, when you get a license, by God's grace, if you get employed, you know that beyond the desktop, there's more to do with Power BI. So we'll go online and then learn how to publish to the Power BI service, where you can collaborate with your colleagues, okay, embed it even in PowerPoint, and even share your report online on the web, right? So that is the full package of our Power BI program. We start from beginner all the way to this point, so that you are clear in your minds. Now, for those who are joining us, not the first time, you will get something new. Because all the things I've showed you, we are going to use AI to improve the learning. The ETL, the calculations, the visualization, and all those things. You know the tools I introduced you to in the morning? Hey. Last 1 hour ago. We are still in the morning. Those tools are going to enhance the process. So we'll learn how to use ChatGPT to enhance the ETL process, the data modeling process, the visualization, so that it's easy for you. I hope you're on the same page. So our case study this season is this one. We will do it. God willing. Right? We'll try and find it, right? To make it a bit easier to relate, we have taken Ghana's election data. Okay, we want to build this Power BI report that shows, don't mind the numbers, mind the learning. So we are going to show you how to build this Power BI report showing presidential and parliamentary results of Ghana's election, right? I know we are all not election observers, but the learning in this would open a lot of knowledge areas for you in Power BI. You learn how to bring in data, clean it, model, okay, use shape maps. These are shape maps, okay? to create some of these tools. Use images, dynamic images, okay, to add to your reports, right? Then you even create custom visuals like this, the waffle charts for the parliamentary seats, okay, all as ways to make you creative in Power BI. So please, if you are coming with us, we are going to start from scratch, and then together we'll build this full.
Wow.
Can you mute yourself for me? Okay, so that essentially will be our two case studies for Excel and Power BI. Okay, then once we are done, I guess we can start applying what you have learned to our work, and which is very important for us at Finex. Okay, now let me go straight to the last bits of the presentation. How we are going to learn. Okay, so this bit is where I talk about logistics. So I'll quickly go through this. I'm sure most of you have seen this brochure already, but maybe there are some things you didn't understand. So we'll quickly go through it, and then we'll take your questions in the last 10 minutes. Are we on the same page? So season 17, I'll skip these pages because I've spoken about these pages already. Okay, so for data analytics with Excel, with Copilot and ChatGPT, I mentioned that we are going to learn about generative AI in general, how to clean data with Power Query, data modeling with Power Pivot, dashboard, and then we'll do a real world case study with personal finance. That is the case study. Okay. Then we will go into Power BI. So I mentioned how we are going to use these tools. So that is ChatGPT, Bricks, AI Colors, Mockup.ai. All these tools are going to help us create that beautiful personal finance dashboard. In Power BI, we've gone through what we are going to do, the 5 sessions. Okay, so we are going to enhance this with Copilot and ChatGPT. For subscription, you know the price already. People say we should be increasing it, but you know we are doing the Lord's work, so it's still 2,000. If you are doing one, it's 2,000. If you are doing the 2, it's 3,500. Okay, so those who have committed already, well done. I'm sure you enjoyed your discounts. So those who, so the discount is 3,500 for the 2. And then let me talk about the timetable, which is very important. We have 2 options, the Saturday option and the weekday option. So the Saturday option is 9 a.m. GMT to 12 GMT for Excel. Right. So if you are joining us online or in person, you come here at East Legon at 9 a.m. Please come on time. If you are joining us online, please set up 5 minutes to 9. You are ready. I'll show you why it is easy to do that when I go to the classroom. So you can join online or in person on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 12, Excel, data analytics with Excel. Then Power BI is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So those who are doing the 2, you take a 1-hour break, okay? Take some lunch and snacks. If you are home to take some lunch and snacks at home. And then you come back at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. The 9 to 12 for Excel, there's a 15-minute break at 10:30. So you don't have to sit for too long. The 1 to 4 p.m. there's a 15-minute break at 2:30. Okay. So it's easy for you to go through. It's just 5 Saturdays of investment. Right. So instead of the EPL, please invest in the 5 Saturdays. So Excel 9 to 12.
Oh, Bernard.
Francis, I know, keep quiet. So 9 to 12, Excel 1 to 4, Power BI. Are we clear? That's the Excel, that's the Saturday program. Now, based on demand, we normally put an asterisk. People want the weekday option. The weekday option is online, strictly, no in-person. So if you can't do Saturdays and you want to do weekday, we will do 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. online after work. Okay, so for those who want to join weekdays, online 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Excel will be Mondays and Tuesdays. Power BI will be Wednesdays and Thursdays. Now, the weekday track is express because we'll finish all the 5 sessions for each module in 2.5 weeks, while the Saturday program will be 5 Saturdays, right? So because of that, if you commit to weekday, you will move faster than the Saturday people. So you may not be able to switch in between. But if you're doing Saturday, you can switch between online and in-person. I hope that makes sense. So that is the program for the Excel and Power BI model. So that is that. We've already introduced the people you are going to meet. Okay. So if you are yet to make payments, these are payment options. You can use Bank, Momo, Paystack. And then today, January 25th, you are here. We will start. So the last thing I'm going to do is I want to show you how you are going to learn using the Google Classroom. So our Google Classroom, we've used it since 2019 COVID. It's very effective, and I'll show you why. So the reason it's effective is that you have access to okay, so this is our classroom. So when you sign up and you commit, we'll share classroom codes with you. So if you are online or in person, you still get the classroom codes. Now, so if you sign up for Excel, you see Excel. If you sign up for Power BI, you see Excel and Power BI. If you go inside the classroom, you will see 3 tabs: Stream, Classwork, and People. Okay. When it's time to join the class, okay, what you do is you come to your classroom, you click on Join, and then you are live. So I'm not going to be sharing codes every Saturday. Once you're in the classroom, this is your meeting link. You click on Join, and you are live. Okay. Then your resources, the classwork will be here. Okay, so we will start with topic 1. Then we go to topic 2. Then we go to topic 3, like that, right? All these topics will come with recorded playback videos and resources to help you learn later. So please come online, come in person. The reason I'm saying this is that the content we create includes your questions, your feedback. So don't sit back and let people create the content for you so that you just watch what people have created. I hope you understand. So I would encourage you to come to the live sessions, ask your questions, answer questions. It would be nice to hear yourself answer questions when you are playing back the videos. So come and let's create the content together, and then later we'll save it and then give it back to you for you to make reference. Are you on the same page? So this is the classroom. You have access to it, and then once it's time, you just come, you join. We'll give you your capstones. So please, the capstone, I said, is going to be part of your certification. So please come along right from day one. Make up your mind that you are going to finish the capstone so that you don't leave gaps in your learning. Are you on the same page? So ladies and gentlemen, I've covered what I think are the things that you need to know before we start class next week. Today's class is a joint service. So it's 9 to 11, and then we will close. Then next week, Saturday, we will start session 1 for the Saturday people. Monday, 6 p.m., session 1 for the weekday people. Right. So right after class, for those who are yet to get the codes, we'll send them by Sunday 10 a.m. after church. Okay. We usually compile them and then we send the codes to your WhatsApp. So you can take it and then connect. So I'm done. I will now take your questions in order. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand. I'll call them and then you can ask your questions in that order. Thank you. Okay.
Is it too late to join the weekday?
Is it too late to join the weekday class? No. Yes. So let me know and then we can make arrangements. Okay. Yes. I had a beep here. EO Gate Services. That's the name I see.
Yeah, that's Edmund.
Yes, Edmund. Yes.
Yeah. My issue has to do with the timing, but I think I would have to go with the Saturday option.
Okay.
Which is the Saturday is at what time? In the afternoon, right? Or in the morning?
No, 9 to 12 for Excel and 1 to 4 for Power BI. So in the morning, Excel, afternoon, Power BI.
Okay, all right. I'm based in the US, so I was just awake trying to wait till the time starts, and then I slept off. But I'll try and adjust myself to it. The other question has to do with the fact that if, let's say, the case studies that we are going to use, let's say the personal finance that you talked about, if we use it for the training, and after the class, I also have like a case study that I also want to try my hands on. Am I eligible to have access to the tutors to take me through it and see how it works?
We provide support for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
the support a lifetime.
Say that again.
Is it going to be a lifetime support? Like, how long if I'm done?
So this one, so I don't give you a blank check. We'll provide support on the case study you are trying to create. But if there are other things that we need to do for you, then that one we'll discuss it as extra duties. So on this case study and trying to create your own version, yes, we have. I'm trying to say we have the men. We have the men to support you. Okay. So now, one thing is, now that you are here, I think it's important I point out that if you are learning and then you get stuck, please post your questions on the stream. Okay. What happens is that all the facilitators get email alerts. Right. So if you are learning and then something comes up, you can just type a question here and then all facilitators will get alerts. They will attend to you. Okay. Edward, I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And last one. If I don't have the Power BI on my computer, are you going to give us, like, let's say, an access code to access, Power BI on our various machines, even after we are done with the training, or we need to get it?
Sorry, please go ahead. Finish.
I mean, do we need to buy, Power BI software or something?
Okay, so please, let me just take this opportunity to show you how to download Power BI. It's free.
Okay, thank you.
We don't need a license for the Power BI desktop. So BOB perhaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, please, let me just show you this. Before your Power BI class, please do this. Go to Microsoft Store. Unfortunately, Power BI desktop is not yet available on Mac. So Mac users, you have to find another way. There are ways to get the Windows environment into Mac using Parallel or any other software. So that one, you can reach out. I have an old student who will support with that. But currently, this is for only Windows laptop. So you go to Windows Store. So I will encourage you, if you have a spare Windows laptop and you are using Mac, use it for this purpose. When you go to Microsoft Store, search for Power BI Desktop. Okay, so you search for Power BI Desktop, and then you install. That's all. It gets installed like a regular app. No license required. Right? So Edmond, that's how we do it. You have access to this for a lifetime. The only license you will need is for the Power BI service. That one you pay on Pro Premium usage. Okay, but for what we are going to do, Power BI Desktop is more than enough. Okay, Joseph, I'll take your question.
Yes, sir. All right, Prof, boss.
Hey, Abutro.
In fact, the issue is I'm highly interested. I want to. Money is not a problem, but now my challenge is time. I'm writing ICA, and you know, we are entering February. That is a hot base, and it will finish 8 March. So I don't know. In my case, I think I can't have full concentrations. I'm finding out if it will be another one from 10th March going.
Okay.
That can.
Okay, so this is the program for the year for Finex. This quarter. Can you hear me, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
I was giving you the outline for the year. So for this quarter, we are doing Excel and Power BI, starting January, ending March 1st. I think this program is ending March 1st.
March 1st.
Yes, I think so. It's 5 Saturdays. 5 Saturdays doesn't include this session. Okay. So first class starts on the 1st. Okay. Then we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5. So ending 1st March, God willing, is our last class. So
then it will be a challenge for some of us.
But we'll discuss it later. I'm just giving you the outline for the year.
Thank you very much.
When we finish March, the next class is going to be, God willing, in April. Now, the April class.
But if we're able to get students, you can drop it back small, maybe second week in March. It depends on the number of students you get.
I'll engage you on the side.
Because you're all looking for interest. So
I know.
Interest is at stake.
Yours is a special case. I'll engage you on the side. So let's talk.
Okay. Then let me pause. Then I engage you. Yeah, thank you very much.
I think let me chip in this. I think Finex has a YouTube page as well. So maybe whilst you are waiting, you can explore a few things on their YouTube page just to excite yourself before you start.
Fantastic. Thank you, Edmund, for that. If it's a good reminder, I'll come there.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, we have a lot of resources, right? So while you even come for the live class, there are Power BI case studies we put out there. But people like to see the live sessions and ask their questions. But I was giving the outline that when we end March 1st, there's going to be a sequel to this season. Microsoft Power BI has a certification called Power BI Data Analyst. It's a global certificate from Microsoft.
Yeah.
Okay? What we want to do is that when you finish this class, those who want to write that exam, we are going to dedicate the second quarter's class to strictly those who want to get the Power BI certification. We'll learn together and pass that exam in the second quarter. So that's the program for second quarter. Third quarter, we'll do digital e-commerce, setting up websites, and then fourth quarter we'll do SQL. Okay. But if that doesn't meet your timeline or timetable, we have resources on YouTube. Okay, where in time you can go and explore some of these things. But Joe, I'll engage you on the side. Then we'll discuss something. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'm grateful.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, Bernard. Just a quick one.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, there are two Josephs. So I don't know whether it was Daddy I spoke to it or Kobna.
Okay, I think Dazi has to
It's Dazi.
Okay,
You
so
spoke to Dazi.
okay, then Kobna before Francis. Francis, let me take Kobna.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Bernard. So, my first has to do with I'm super excited to join this program, and your intro or this orientation has given me hope that I'm in for a good learning right from the basis, and how you've started is very helpful to some of us. So thank you so much. On the weekday, I want to suggest if there can be some additional days so that there can be a pairing or a combination of either the two. Now you did mention Wednesday and Thursday. So if you could introduce another day, just so we could say either Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Friday, just so that those who may look at other options can select. I'm saying this because the one option, yes, is good, but additional option could be helpful based on quote unquote certain other commitments, either at the workplaces or on other learning platforms. As I talk to you right now, I'm currently in lectures, but the good thing for both of these courses, both the Excel and the lecture I'm in, which is a chartered program in banking, I have had to listen fully to the Finex one and later go into the recording session, which I know is also being recorded here in the Finex. So that we can just look at the best combination, just like my brother Sadati also did comment about his chartered program as well.
Okay.
And sorry, yes, boss. Then I also want to ask, would we have access to the classroom and the learning materials after a certain period of time, after class or the program models is over? Because maybe you could give us like 3 months or 2 months just to also have access, be going back to be refreshing ourselves and be applying it alongside our work schedule.
Okay.
Again saying that because of certain work descriptions that most of us or some of us are also doing, which we would need like a reference kind of tool and guide. So
Okay.
want to do the house or to you. And for some of us too, we also committed, willing to go through all the 5 models from the Excel to the AI stages or all the 4 codes. So please look at it for us. And thank you. I like how you are teaching, and I like the team that are supporting you. I mean, I'm super excited. I just cannot hide my excitement. Just that I'm also looking at my other lectures. Well, I don't want to be selfish, but I'm looking at other options requesting for other options, just so that we can make certain combinations to connect fully and concentrate fully. I beg of you, please.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. So quick response. You have access to the classroom resources for a lifetime. So we don't even have a limit on when it ends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, so once you are in the classroom, you have it for life. You can always come back 5 years later and then refer to it. At least our own students can confirm that. On the feedback for extra weekday options, we'll discuss with the team and then we'll give you feedback on that. I'll go to Francis. Francis, I cut you short. You are an old student, so you should be fine.
So just a quick one. I'm on the Office 365 and I see there was a Copilot icon in your Excel sheet. It doesn't seem to show in mine. Is there a way I can activate it? Is this something you can take us through briefly, or I can have that offline?
Okay, that announcement was made, I think, just last week. So I would expect it to come very soon into mainstream. Mine is already here because I have another license apart from the Microsoft 365. But I'm sure that with that announcement made, let's give it like max 2 weeks and make sure that you are signed up to updates. You know, when you go to your options, not even your options, file account rather. Okay, there are options to update. Okay. So ensure that you are working with the latest version.
All right.
Run this if you haven't run it, and then just be on standby. In the next 2 weeks, I'm sure it should pop up.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Leslie.
Hello, Bernard.
Yes, Leslie.
Yeah, good morning and good morning to everyone as well. So I think I also share the same sentiments as my two other colleagues. I got also a certification exam to write, and then work has become super busy. I've even now moved close to you, very close to you. I'm now at the Jurigano Bridge. Yeah, I would have preferred the weekday class, but my challenge is I know I can never make it to the house before 6 p.m. So just as the others also mentioned, is it possible that maybe I should speak for all the old students? Is it possible that for us that have our old students and we have the basics, could there be a package where you can have all the recordings available, and then we are given a flexible timeline to also submit our capstones? That I think for me, that's my main concern.
Alumni package.
Sort of, you know, because on a more, I think, Bernard, you know, I've been trying to engage you. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I just only came got to Accra yesterday evening. Okay. So it's I feel so tired. So I don't want a case. I'm the type I once I commit to something, I really want to get it done. So I've been looking at this option that I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure there are a lot of people. I engaged one of the old students, and she also said, listen, she also has an exam to write. And that's what happened when we were in class. She was in a course, so she wasn't having the full concentration. So okay. I thought, yes, is it possible that these can be recorded, and then for such old students, they can be made to subscribe. They are given a flexible timeline to take their time, go through the content. Okay. And then submit the capstone. Yeah.
Okay. I think. So, thanks for the feedback. We are taking notes, so we'll go back and then look at it. Now, for those who are hearing old students, here's the thing. Finex, you are allowed to come back and learn. So every season we do a new case study with new things. So even as we sit here, there's an old student nodding at the back. So we try to make sure that you are always abreast with new things. New case study, you don't teach the same case study twice. So we will look at it and then see something that we can put together for our old students and those who are challenged with exams and all those things. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for your feedback. We'll look at it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So because of time, I'm going to round up. The playback video is going to be made available in the classroom. No, actually, this one is going to be made available on YouTube. right? So you can play it back. Any questions that you may want to listen to or any chapter that you missed, please, you can always have that. So we'll make it available on YouTube. Then beyond this point, please, if you are here to register or make payments, you can regularize it. We'll share the codes on Sunday, and then we'll start class Monday evening and Saturday next week, God willing. Okay. So I see Joseph and Ray sell
Yeah,
more.
boss.
Yes.
My quick one, the name of the YouTube.
Sorry. So let me share that quickly. Finex Skills Hub. So so please, this is Finex, Finex Skills Hub. So while you are there, you can hit the subscribe button. When you come here, please look for playlists. Okay, so here you have a lot of material that you can already use to prep yourself. But the real learning happens when we come to class. So Finex Skills Hub, that is our YouTube. You can subscribe and then link up. Okay, so please, you can reach out to me with any subsequent questions and then we can discuss because of time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you when class starts. Have a good weekend.
Thank you,
Maybe
Ben.
better.
Thank you too.